All right, to start today off, I want everyone to stand up and come out over here so that we will be able to stretch ourselves out a bit. We're going to do an activity called On the Line. Who's played On the Line before? No? All right, so the way it works is we're going to pretend there's like this big line, and all the way over here, I'm going to say something, and if it's you completely, like, you agree with it, this is you, you're on this side, and then if like you're completely not with that, like that's not you, you're going to be all the way down there, and then somewhere along the middle, if you're not sure, like that kind of thing, right? We're just going to throw a few sayings at and then see where people go, and then transition to the lesson. Start off, who likes pizza? Alright, so everyone's there. Everyone likes pizza. I like pizza too. What about dessert for breakfast? Who's big on dessert for breakfast? Not quite the same thing, eh? A little bit dessert for breakfast. Who likes rock and roll music? A little bit, eh? Okay. Alright, now we're going to get it a little deeper. Who's ever done something wrong? I've done something wrong. Over here. Who's ever done something wrong and knew it was wrong, but didn't want to admit it? Everyone again. Now, if your friend did something wrong in the schoolyard, would you have their back? Yes? All the way? All right. Ooh, dissenting. In a nutshell, that's what started World War I. Now, if everyone can sit back down, we'll get further into the lesson. In 1914, Archduke Franz Ferdinand was visiting a province of Austria-Hungary. That's where he was Archduke. He was visiting Bosnia-Herzegovina, and he was assassinated by a young Serbian who was part of a political movement who kind of wanted the Serbs away from Austria-Hungary. So Austria-Hungary declared war on Serbia, and because Serbia and Russia are friends, Russia said, if you attack Serbia, we're going to go to war with you too. And then Germany backed Austria-Hungary, and then it just evolved and escalated like that. Now, since we can't really just say, all right, like the schoolyard dynamic is what caused one of the greatest conflicts in human history, we're going to break it up a little bit further. And I'm going to give everyone a word, and I want you to look up that word, and then think of ideas as to how that could have caused the escalation that led to World War I. So I want you to look up militarism, I want you to look up imperialism, then I want you to look up nationalism, and just come up with some ideas as to how those themes could have contributed to World War I. And we're going to give you about 5-6 minutes to look that up and jot some thoughts down, okay? Have you looked up and have some ideas?
Yeah.
All right. When everyone's looked up what they feel comfortable, I want you to just raise your hand so I know that you're ready to move on to the next part of the activity. Take your time. Thumbs up? Move on. All right, now I just want you to think, pair, share with your elbow partner and kind of talk in small groups as to just explain your word, kind of what you found on it, what it means, how you think it might have contributed to World War I. I'll go.
So
Priscilla.
nationalism basically means like you're very,
All right, so
like your belief is very strong.
So the government or people think that they should have a really strong military.
Basically, you're very
So,
patriotic.
Like when I looked it up, it actually came up as a cause for World War I.
In Germany,
And how
it's basically
back then, a lot of the generals and like military officials actually had a lot more influence than they do now. And actually really, not forced, but like influenced politicians, whatever, that we should retaliate or like join up with like other about
yeah, and people were very patriotic towards their own country, so
Not as much
do you have any
to
questions?
forget about what we said.
Yeah.
But that's what happened with national now.
because imperialism is pretty much the unequal human and totalitarian relationship. So pretty much the want to fully dominate an area, not willing to share politically, which can really lead us because it started to become like a power-hungry struggle with who owned what land and stuff like that. That is my understanding.
I just want to see thumbs to see how we are, if you've shared with your partner or not. Good? Good. All right, now we're just going to share with the class and just kind of so everyone has a chance to kind of hear a perspective on each of the words. So we'll start with Priscilla. What was your word?
So my word was militarism. So the definition on Google is that basically the desire for government or people that they should maintain a strong military and army and stuff. And basically how it helped contribute the cause of World War I was that back then military officials like admirals and stuff like that really had a lot of influence on politicians and saying that we should either go to war or like help back up people, that should be a priority and that the military is there, we have a strong defense and we should use it kind of deal.
Okay, perfect. Chelsea, what was your word? What did you come up with?
My word was imperialism, which in frank terms means it's the attempt to have political dominance and unequal over a large territory. So how that could contribute to World War I is that it started out with treaty issues, but then it got people just trying to like dominate as much of the area in Europe as possible.
And what was your word, Simone?
My word was nationalism, and according to Google, that definition is the strong belief that the interests of a particular nation state are of primary importance. So in World War I, it was basically like each country really cared about their own interests first, and then they didn't really care about the other countries. So they were really patriotic towards their own thing, and that was basically the main cause, of my understanding right now, of World War I.
Exactly. So to kind of get some more, I guess, juices flowing, I came up with some discussion questions that I want us to kind of go back and forth with, just to see. I want you to keep those definitions in mind with them, though. So what else do you think might have contributed to the escalation of World War I, besides militarism, imperialism, and nationalism, or how they might have connected, Chelsea?
Hidden treaties, and the fact that no one else knew about them.
Exactly. Any other ideas? How do you think these, I guess, these three concepts might have played off each other? Like how would militarism affected the nationalism, or that
They
affected
all
the
kind of
imperialism?
go hand in hand, especially like imperialism and nationalism. It's all about pride and like military pride in your country. So like that, I can see it as the pride as being a contributing factor with all of them.
Chelsea?
I see it as how you're going to do it, who you're going to do it, why you're going to do it.
Okay.
That's how I see it. That you're going to do it because of the military. Your nation's going to be the one who's trying to do it, and you're wanting to do it because you want to take over as much as you can.
Exactly. And this was at a time when European countries were still like venturing into Africa and still had colonies there, and it was much more interconnected in terms of royal families. So there's a lot more. I think you mentioned pride and just kind of a lot more personal emotions. It was a lot more interconnected in terms of politics. And, sorry,
Could you also say that they were very competitive?
yes, absolutely.
Competition.
If we had another person, they would have the word arms race, which pretty much is right up in the competition thing, right? It ties into the militarism.
Mhm.
And basically, the countries in Europe were racing each other to see who had the biggest military, just for bragging rights. And then you can see that when an issue came up, same thing, competitiveness. I have the biggest military. I'm going to show you. You're not going to boss me around, like that sort of thing. You know what I mean? And what parallels can you draw today? Because it's not enough just to know about history, but you got to make connections to today and future. Chelsea.
You could examine imperialism of what's going on with Ukraine, with Russia annexing a part of Ukraine in that sense that you're trying to take over and dominate more land. Like Russia is the largest country?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's largest country, so it's not like it necessarily even needs more land, right? But it's still annexing part of another country, so that could be a form of
Exactly.
imperialism.
Which ties back into the nationalism as well, because even though Russia is the largest country, it did lose a lot of its land and population when the Soviet Union split up. So you can see how that just repeats itself. Anyone else have any ideas?
I was gonna say the same thing with
Okay.
interconnect that, yeah.
Does anyone have any ideas as to how imperialism might have played into, say, the war in Afghanistan and the war in Iraq? Chelsea?
The oil, they wanted to dominate a natural resource from another country, so maybe you're not trying to take over with the land itself, with the property, but you're trying to take over the resources that property may have.
Okay, great. I'm glad that we could kind of tie that back to the present. As you can see, our success criteria for the day was to explore the start of World War I. I feel like we've covered that and that we're more comfortable with the themes surrounding why everything escalated the way it did. And that was my lesson.